Hello, you're listening to the Ace Up Your Sleeve podcast. My name is Reichen Young, president of the Acting Company for Excellence and host of the Ace Up Your Sleeve podcast. Today we are talking to Preston Page. Mr. Preston is a director of education for NTPA. He is also an accomplished teacher, director, accompanist, and arts administrator. Mr. Preston has years of experience working with children's theaters and school districts across North Texas, teaching workshops, masterclasses, as well as teaching private voice and acting lessons. Welcome, Mr. Preston!
Hey, thanks, man. Thank you guys for doing this. This is so fun. I appreciate you guys putting this together. Glad to be here. Thanks for the nice introduction.
All right, and now for our question session of our little podcast. Mr. Preston, tell us more about your role as Director of Education. What do you hope to accomplish for NTPA students?
For NTPA students, well, yeah, thanks for that. I'm directing the educational efforts of NTPA. So we're, as the name implies, I'm working with our amazing team directing all of those efforts. That includes work at the Academy and with our conservatory. So that pretty much includes everything at NTPA that doesn't end with a performance. Mm-hmm. So while we're together, I want to cast a little bit of a vision for the future. NTPA will be known across North Texas as the preeminent place to study theater, whether that's singing, acting, and dancing, or technical theater. That's one of the many goals our community of artists and administrators are working towards.
Wow. All right. And now you stopped working with a lot of your private lesson students to come here. What was that experience like?
Yeah, I was managing another theater and working as a private instructor for about 70 students each week, and many of which I'd worked with for 6 years or so. So yeah, saying goodbye to them is one of the hardest things I've ever done. But honestly, every teacher I know. Teachers, we want to be able to help as many students as possible, and I knew that NTPA was the best place for me to make the biggest impact, and so I came here to help more students, so I'm really thankful to be here.
Now, number 3. During your career, you have also developed the musical curricula for 3 Montessori schools.
Yeah.
What goes into that process?
Yeah, well, I truly do believe in the Montessori method. I mean, it's just changed my life, and honestly, I love working with kids. I mean, they keep you on your toes, and you're pretty much always guessing, and Montessori students have so much freedom with what they can study, so really the onus was on me to craft lesson plans that were fun and high energy and engaging every minute. So that's what it was like. It was just an absolute blast, and I loved every second.
Wow, amazing. I know you have also directed many shows during your career. What skills do you think are necessary to be an effective and motivating director?
Oh, that's such a great question. Yeah, directing is a true passion of mine. I really think all directors have to have a strong artistic vision, and then they have to have the ability to communicate that vision to a number of other artists, all in varying fields, and get them on board to work towards achieving that vision together. So it's a really complex, difficult thing. I mean, if you've ever tried to bake a loaf of bread, there's not one way to do it. So everyone kind of finds their own way to it. But I would say you absolutely have to be inspired and love collaborating. And that's really why I love musical theater so much. I mean, it's definitely the most collaborative art form.
If you could give one piece of advice to kids who want to pursue theater as a career, what would it be?
Oh, wow. To narrow down my entire artistic journey into one piece of advice. I'll tell you what worked for me. The one piece of advice that I would give to students is to study the work of Stephen Sondheim. I don't think I have enough hubris to say that I have the best piece of advice, so I think I want to answer that question with a quote for all artists from his show Sunday in the Park with George, and the quote is, "Anything you do, let it come from you. Then it will be new. Give us more to see."
Wow, that's so inspiring. And now, Mr. Preston, it is the portion of the Ace Up Your Sleeve podcast where we ask every guest the same 5 quick questions. You must answer every question quickly and without explanation.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yes, pressure's on. Here we go. I'll do my best.
And number 1, what was the name of the first show you performed?
It was at Plano Children's Theater. I don't know what it was called. It was a tiny little musical here at Plano Children's Theater. I don't know what it was, but it was here.
What is your favorite show?
My favorite show is West Side Story.
What is your favorite role?
My favorite role that I played or my favorite role in general?
Favorite role you've played?
My favorite role that I have ever played. I'm gonna say Cinderella's Prince and the Wolf in Into the Woods because it was my introduction to Stephen Sondheim. But that's a hard question. But yeah, I'll go with that one offhand.
What is your dream role?
Oh, George and Sunday in the Park with George.
What is your favorite candy?
Oh my, this is so annoying. I didn't think this was going to come up, but I'm vegan. So the hardest part about veganism is not being able to eat a lot of my childhood favorite candies. But this answer is supposed to be short. So my favorite candy right now is Sour Patch Kids.
Oh, those are amazing.
Yeah, the classic.
Thank you so much, Mr. Preston, for talking with us on the Ace Up Your Sleeve podcast.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me. This was so fun. I appreciate all that you guys do. Thanks for letting me be a part of this cool community.
And until next time, I'm Reichen Young. And remember, you always have a winning hand with an ace up your sleeve.